all that tonight seems so irrelevant. How many blasts, how many attacks, how many AK-47s, how many hand grenades does our country have to face before something is done? If ever there was a watershed, it is now. A war on India, a war against terrorism has been declared. For the person on the street, India is ready for this war on terror. The enemy may be invisible, but a war must not be mistaken for many other things. A war against terrorism must not be mistaken for things which politicians like to throw in as part of the package. Our viewers want to let the political leaders know that this crisis does not mean communalism, does not mean playing politics with terror. It's a national shame that after an
along the Maharashtra and Gujarat coast. Police sources have told CNN and IBN that many of the terrorists
whose routine could not be fitted in. It's shocking that they cannot unite for this one moment. All the country wants one moment of unity. Now joining me,
Prime Minister
Srinivasan Jain, who has, I don't think, slept a wink for the last 50 hours and has been through all the pain and shared all of it with us. Vasu, they're still not over. They're almost over, but there's still something, explosions behind me. Something's happening, right?
That's right, Troy. It's been now, I think, almost 5 or 6 hours since the intensifying of the operations here at the Taj, particularly to single out that one last remaining terrorist who it appears has been holed up at the Wasabi restaurant. In fact, if we can try and get our other cameras to cut through those close-ups of Wasabi, which is just on the first floor of the Taj, just above the main porch, that's where the terrorist has been holed up, and that's where, despite grenade launchers being used, despite that area actually being stormed by commandos of the NSG as well as the other security forces, and despite grenade explosions and continuous gunfire which has lasted in some instances for almost 7 to 8 minutes, despite that, still some stray pockets of gunfire that we're hearing and the odd explosion. So it suggests something that security forces have been telling us all along, that these group of men who came here to Bombay came here not just to carry out a swift suicide attack and leave, but they'd obviously come here armed and ready enough and trained enough to dig their heels in and stick it out for the long haul. So obviously this is a terrorist who's got a large and a plentiful enough supply of weapons to be able to have actually held out for so long. And we'll still have to wait and see whether it's going to be a matter of minutes or hours, or worse case an entire night before we have an answer to that question.
Vasu, we'll just cut back to you. For those who just joined us, let's have a quick look at the headlines at this hour, 10 o'clock. They're India's heroes. 48 hours after it began, the last terrorist is cornered at the Taj. These are his final moments. All the terrorists have been killed in the Oberoi, Nariman House and the Trident. Many hostages trapped for 2 or more days walk free. Their ordeal over. India's human tragedy is overwhelming. The number who died is now estimated to be over 150. At least 20 died in just one restaurant in the Oberoi. Broken families are shattered. The faces of tragedy. Young lady killed, child orphaned. A mother missing, commandos talk of their battle against terrorists. Young and remorseless. RDX has also been found in 2 places near the Taj. The Prime Minister calls up the Pakistan PM, tells him there is evidence of Pakistan's involvement and demands that the ISI chief comes to India immediately. And evidence coming from a captured terrorist, there were up to 40 terrorists part of the Mumbai attacks. Most of them were Pakistani. So Vasu, Mumbai is just recovering